Hey guys, this is Jason Garcia from New Oceans Digital, and this is going to be the most comprehensive guide to increasing website conversion rates for travel companies ever. So, in this guide, you're going to learn everything you need to know about converting your traffic into leads, bookings, and customers. So, with traffic getting harder to come by, conversion rate optimization is one of the best ways to grow your travel business. Now, to read the full guide, you can go to newoceansdigital.com/resources. So, this is going to be part one of a three-part video series to help improve your conversion rates. So, let's go ahead and start to dive in. So today in video one, we're going to talk about the basics to conversion rate optimization. Second, we're going to talk about how to get started. And then third, how to run A/B test. And then of course, there's much more to come in videos 2 and 3. And you can also check out that guide once again to dive a little bit deeper into these topics. All right, chapter 1, the basics. So first off, what is conversion rate optimization, or CRO? So this is really the practice of optimizing your website to maximize the number of people that take a desired action. So that desired action could be a number of different things. Really depends on your website or even like what page that a visitor is on. So for example, maybe if let's just say they're on your blog, maybe that desired action could be opted into your email newsletter. Or if you offer maybe like a free guide or something like that, a lead magnet, that could also be that desired action as well. Or of course, kind of the granddaddy of them all is, making a booking or submitting an inquiry could be a desired action. So, what is conversion rate? So your conversion rate is the percentage of people that visit a page and take the desired action. So you can see the formula here right off to the right side there. And I'll just kind of give you an example that uses this formula. So let's just say that you had 1,000 people visit your whitewater rafting tour page, and then you had 100 people make a booking. So that means that your conversion rate is 10%. So let's plug those numbers in here. So the number of conversions is 100 divided by the number of visitors, which is 1,000. Multiply that by 100. That's going to go ahead and give us that 10% conversion rate. So there you go. Now you know how to calculate that. Now you might also be thinking really why is all this important? So conversion rate optimization is important because it allows you to lower your customer acquisition cost by getting more leads and customers from the traffic you already have. So we're not talking about going out and spending more money on Facebook ads or in Google ads. We're really talking about optimizing your website with the traffic you already have. And this is really important because you want to make sure that your website is operating at peak performance before you go and start spending money on advertisement. Because, if you're spending money on advertising and you're sending traffic to your page and it's not really optimized, then you're really just wasting money at the end of the day. So make sure that your website's operating at peak performance before spending money on ads. So by now you might be thinking who the heck is this guy even talking? So my name's Jason Garcia. I am the founder of New Oceans Digital. So I specialize in helping travel and tourism businesses get more of what you need from your website, which is leads and customers. So with a master's degree in marketing and 6 years experience as a product marketing manager at a Fortune 100 company, what this all really means for you is that I'm trained to optimize for conversions, use data and research to make educated decisions, and then also influence user behavior through digital psychology and persuasion. So kind of really get the full package here to help really optimize your website and help you generate more leads and customers. And if you have any questions about any of the topics that we're covering today, you've got my email address, our website, and then also our Facebook page. So feel free to reach out on any channel that you like if you have any questions. All right. So chapter 2, how to get started. So there's really 2 ways that you can go ahead, and get started. So one, you can go in and change what you think might be a good idea to change and hope that your sales go up. And then option 2, you start by collecting data to figure out which pages cause the biggest drop off in your booking process. So this is really a no-brainer choice. You should be going with option number 2. But most tour operators, operate with number 1 there. So they're making decisions kind of in the dark and based off gut feeling. And if you really want to get that big increase, you want to double your conversions, you really need to be collecting data because that's going to be key for you. So here's just kind of a quick way to get started. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to set up your goals. And if you're just getting started with this, an easy goal could be 8 to 10% increasing conversions. Secondly, you want to benchmark your current conversion rate, because once you start making changes, you want to know, is that change that I made, is it improving my website? Is it moving us in the right direction? Or maybe did I do something that wasn't really that great, and it's kind of affecting us in a bad way. So benchmark your current conversion rate. And then number 3, you want to collect data. So this is the part that's really key that I mentioned earlier. So you can collect data in your Google Analytics kind of toolkit or the software there. We can also collect quantitative data as well as qualitative data. And I talk about the differences in the full guide, so be sure to check that out for more information. All right, so we're on to chapter 3, how to run A/B test. So first off, what is an A/B test? So A/B testing is when you set up 2 different variations of a web page and send an equal amount of traffic to each. You then measure the number of conversions for each variation and declare a winner based on which one generates the most conversions. So let's look at this example here on the page. We've got 50% of traffic going to variation A and 50% of traffic going to variation B. Now, as we can see by the results there, variation A got a 20% conversion, whereas variation B got a 60% conversion, much higher. So we would want to go ahead and declare, variation B the winner, and this is the one that we'd want to continue on with. So we'd want to make sure that we implement those changes, full time on the website, so we see that increase in conversions. So that's an A/B test. So one of the most common questions I get here at this point is, what should tour operators A/B test first? So you've got, there's a number of different things. So there's call to action buttons, there's headlines, there's your page layout, there's the copy on your website, images, videos, forums, etc. The list goes on and on. And in the guide on the website, I actually give you 3 easy ways to get started. So definitely encourage you to go out there to take a look at that. Once again, it's newoceansdigital.com/resources. And at the end of this video, so be sure to stick around. I'm gonna give you, one of those ways to get started and give you some quick action tips. So after you've run your test, you want to analyze your test results. And there's really 3 key questions. So number 1, was our hypothesis correct? Was that prediction that we made before the test correct or not? Number 2, what lessons did we learn that we can apply to future tests? So no matter the outcome of the test, you're always going to learn something, whether it's good or bad. So what can we do to apply that to future test? And then third, based on these results, what should we test next? So taking those learnings and looking to the future and to see what things that we can test next. All right, so there's much more to come, as I mentioned. So in the next 2 videos, these are some of the topics that we'll cover. So how to create a conversion-focused website, some really great tips that I know you're gonna love there. How to create an irresistible call to action. So how are we gonna get those people to really wanna click that button, that book now button? And then third, how to create high converting landing pages, which is really great when you're trying to collect emails or opt-ins and to grow your email list so you can market to them in the long term. And then fourth, we're going to go ahead and cover some advanced conversion rate optimization tips as well. All right, so this is where I'm going to go ahead and turn it back over to you, because I really want to make this actionable and help you start taking action immediately today. So here, really easy kind of 3-step process. So number 1, in Google Analytics, I want you to identify which pages have the highest bounce rate. So a bounce rate is essentially when someone visits a web page or a website but takes no further action. So maybe they clicked on the link to your tour page, They saw it, they didn't do anything, and they just, they left. They hit the back button or they left altogether. That's what's considered a bounce. And the way that you can find this information is in Google Analytics. So analytics.google.com. Once you get in there, in that left-hand menu, you want to click Behavior, Site Content, and then All Pages. And then you'll see the bounce rate there in one of those columns. So identify which pages have the highest bounce rate. And then after you've done that, you want to create a hypothesis. So this is just a prediction basically of what's going to happen, based on the test that you run. So an example of this is changing the key features of the tour descriptions to be in bullet points instead of a paragraph will decrease the bounce rate. And the idea here really is that because we're putting the key features, in bullet points, that's going to make things easier to read for your visitors. It's going to keep them on page longer, and they're going to want to explore a little bit more of the different products and services, or even continue on with booking on your website. And then third, you want to choose your testing software. So there are free options available, such as Google Optimize. Of course, there are paid solutions such as Optimizely. And then third, you can also partner with a marketing expert. So if you, already work with maybe a marketing agency, talk to them about running some of these different tests on your website. Or you can reach out to myself at New Oceans Digital. This is something that we specialize in and can help you out with as well. All right, so that's going to be a wrap today. Once again, this is Jason with New Oceans Digital. And go ahead and pound that subscribe button right above so you can get notified for any new videos that we post. And then hit that like button down below. If you found this video useful, if you learned something today, definitely hit that like button. And if you got any comments or questions, you can reach out to me via email, or you can also comment down below if you've got some questions. But until the next video, talk to you soon.